16th February 2026, and today we are going to start stationary waves by longitudinal waves. And in this topic, we have discussed this topic with a YouTube video in which a teacher is in the lab and he produced a standing wave in a pipe by this apparatus. Today we are solving question, and the question is a sound was heard when length is equals to 19.3 centimeter. Sir, what does it mean? Actually, this is beaker. Inside the beaker, it is filled with water. And now this is a glass tube. And in this glass tube, when the length is 19.3 centimeter, 19.3 means the distance above the water in the air column, it is 19.3 centimeter. And when a louder sound is produced, we have discussed its theory. So there will be half loop formed. There will be half loop formed. And sir, if half loop is formed, then length of the pipe, length of air column is equal to lambda upon 4. Because it is antinode, this is node. So node and antinode distance is lambda upon 4. So lambda is equal to 4L. Note down this calculation. A sound was heard when length is equals to 19.3 centimeter. And now you can multiply 19.3 centimeter with 4. You can calculate lambda. But we have to calculate the speed of the wave. You know V is equal to F lambda. Sir, V is 4, sorry, we have to calculate frequency is 440 and lambda is 4L and length is 19.3 centimeter. So this centimeter should be converted into meter. So if you solve these number, then you can calculate speed, and I am not asking to use calculator. The answer is 340. 340. This is the speed of sound. This is the speed of sound. And we are assuming the antinode is formed at the end of the tube, but it is not correct. Sir, what is correct? The correct statement is, sir, when we place tuning fork above the glass tube, then antinode is formed at the tuning fork, not at the end of the tube. Okay, this is real. This is real. And this reality is expressed in the next part. The antinode is slightly further from the water than the end of the glass tube. Antinode is not formed at the end of the glass tube. It is outside the glass tube where the tuning fork is placed. And the question is to explain how this would affect the accuracy of your calculated value. So I am explaining. Actually, we are measuring from the end of the tube. So we are taking less value of L. Actually, the length should be started from the position of tuning fork, and we are taking length from the end of the tube. So we are taking less value of L. And you can see, sir, if we are using a small value of L, then obviously it will give you less speed of sound. Okay. So if you read from the marking scheme, so the actual wavelength be longer. Actual wavelength be longer. The actual speed of sound will be higher. And our calculated value is less accurate, and this value is is smaller. Okay, so actual wavelength, actual wavelength be longer. So speed of sound will be higher, and our calculated value is lesser and less accurate. We are measuring wavelength, we are measuring length from the end of the tube, but actually the tuning fork placed antinode is formed at the tuning fork position. So we are using less length, we are using less length, but actual wavelength will be longer, actual speed of sound will be higher, and our value is calculated value is lesser and it is less accurate. Acha ji, now one more question on the tube. A recorder is a musical instrument with a mouthpiece at one end, as shown. When a musician blows into the mouthpiece, a stationary wave is produced in the air column inside the recorder. Okay, this is a recorder, and in this recorder, when it is played by musician, then stationary waves are produced, and you are given the picture of the stationary wave as well. First part is very simple. Calculate frequency, and you can see, sir, it is antinode. It is antinode, and we are given length of the recorder. So the length of the recorder is equal to lambda upon 2. Sir, why? Because it is a distance between antinode to antinode. Antinode to antinode, this distance is equal to lambda by 2. So lambda is equal to 2L. Okay, we have to calculate frequency. Then you know V equal to F lambda. So frequency is equal to V upon lambda, and lambda is 2L. Lambda is 2L. And if you are memorizing formula, then in open pipe, F is equals to V upon 2L. And for closed pipe, frequency, fundamental frequency is V upon 4L. And now we are putting the values. Sir, V, velocity. Sir, velocity is 330 meter per second. Divided by 2L. Length is 23.6. So it is converted into meter. So it becomes 0.236. And then you can calculate frequency. Then you can calculate frequency. And you know, frequency of sound produces a certain pitch of sound. Remember, frequency of sound produces a pitch of sound. Or obviously, if you are playing a musical instrument, then obviously it has a certain pitch. And if this pitch of the sound is changed by any means, then obviously the musical note, the musical effect will be changed. So in the next question, we are facing this problem, and the problem is musician wants to play the recorder with always same frequency. The musician try to play and produce the same frequency sound, but the issue is, consider the musician shifted to another region, another country where temperature is higher. And you know, when temperature is higher, then it will increase the speed of sound. It will increase the speed of sound. And you know, if the speed of sound increased, if the speed of sound increased, V upon lambda or v upon 2l. G. Sir, if speed increased, it will increase frequency. And if the frequency of sound increased, it means the pitch of the sound changed. So when the musician will play this recorder, it will not produce sound of the same frequency of same effect. So the musician will have to change the frequency of sound. Sir, how is it possible? So the answer is, sir, musician should know physics, Edexcel board physics. And in this physics, sir, if the frequency is increased by temperature, then he should reduce wavelength. Sorry, I'm so sorry. If velocity increased, if velocity increased, then frequency increased. And we have to cancel out this effect. We have to cancel out this effect. And how this effect is cancelled out? Sir, I think the musician should increase wavelength. And wavelength can be increased by increasing the length of the musical instrument. And how does the length of the musical instrument can be increased? I will explain. But first, plan what does musician should do. So the answer is, sir, speed increase due to the temperature. So frequency increased. Sir, when frequency increased, the pitch of the sound is changed. So we have to cancel out this effect. And this effect will be cancelled out if we increase wavelength, and wavelength can be increased by increasing the length of the musical instrument. And now you can see, so this musical instrument can be separated into three sections, and now these three sections can slide together and their length can be changed. The length of the musical instrument can be changed. You can see, sir, this can slide over each other. This can slide over each other. And by sliding the musical instrument over each other, you can change the length of the recorder. And if you increase the length of the recorder, then it will cancel out the effect of increment of velocity, and frequency will remain same. So if you read the MS, the MS is here. So to keep frequency same, wavelength need to increase. Wavelength need to increase. So length of the recorder needs to increase. And this is achieved by sliding the recorder section further apart. Okay, because the recorder composed of three sections, and these three sections can slide over each other. So the length of the recorder can be changed. So the answer, I think it is cleared. Sir, I am repeating and then Zainab will explain me. After Zainab, I am explaining last time. Sir, the musician shifted to Qatar, where temperature is higher than other areas. Sir, when the temperature is higher, then due to the increment of temperature, the speed of sound increased. Sir, when the speed of sound increased, it increased frequency. Due to increment of frequency, when he is playing the musical instrument recorder, it is not producing the same effect. So he has to cancel out this effect. And how can he do? So he planned, sir, if he increased the length of the recorder, it will increase wavelength. And this increment of wavelength will reduce frequency. And in this way, this effect will cancel out each other. So the frequency of sound will remain same. जी बेटा जैनब मुझे बताइए क्या हो रहा है क्या इशू है एंड हाउ विल यू रिजॉल्व दिस इशू जैनब हम्म हाँ हम्म हम्म हाँ हम्म बेहतरीन हो गया, दोनों एक दूसरे को कैंसिल आउट कर देंगे, आपकी प्रॉब्लम रिजॉल्व हो जाएगी। जी, wavelength of the sound will be changed because consider the length of the consider the length of the musical device like this, and now he is increasing the length of the device by sliding the recorder. Okay, when the length is increased, then one loop was formed in 10 centimeter, consider, and now the one loop is formed in 13 centimeter. So he has increased the wavelength by increment of the length. जी मनाए, उसने रिकॉर्डर की लेंथ बढ़ा दी बेटा, जब रिकॉर्डर की लेंथ बढ़ा दी तो when one loop will be formed, the wavelength will also increase. जी मनाए, is it clear? मनाहिल बेटा, is it clear? Okay जी। अच्छा, I am not writing answer because the answer is explained. अच्छा जी, now the next part. This next part is so difficult. When I taught this question first time, I was confused to explain. It was so difficult. But later on, I found same question in 2022, and examiner, I think उसको भी ये बात समझ में आ गई। देखिए, ये क्वेश्चन है 2021 का, ठीक है जी। एंड 2022 में जब ये क्वेश्चन आया तो बच्चे नहीं सॉल्व कर पाए। अभी मैं आपको समझाता हूँ, आपको भी समझ में नहीं आएगा, ठीक है। एंड द सेम क्वेश्चन रिपीटेड इन अक्टूबर 2022, ठीक है जनाब, और वो आपको आराम से समझ में आ जाएगा, ठीक है। तो मुझे नहीं पता कि ये वाला सवाल मुझे कराना चाहिए या नहीं। जैनब बताइए क्या करूं, ये वाला करा दूं, सवाल समझ में नहीं आएगा बता दूं मैं, करवा दूं? अरे चले, कराने की कोशिश करता हूं मैं, ठीक है ना, कराने की कोशिश करता हूं मैं, जरा सुनिए। और मैं आपको पहले इसका इशू भी बता दूं कि इशू है क्या, ठीक, जरा सुनिए। अच्छा जनाब, द क्वेश्चन इज अ स्ट्रिंग, ठीक है जनाब, इट मींस दिस इज अ टॉपिक ऑफ स्ट्रिंग, एंड इन द टॉपिक ऑफ स्ट्रिंग इफ आई आस्क यू व्हाट इज द इक्वेशन ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंसी, तो आई थिंक एवरीवन नोज, सर, v equal to f lambda, v equal to f lambda, and this velocity is equal to under root t upon mu, and lambda is equals to, consider there is one loop, for one loop, lambda is equals to 2l for one loop in the string, na? In the string, if there is one loop in the string, then the length of the one loop is equals to lambda by 2, so lambda is equals to 2l. Actually, in this question, there is a relation between frequency and tension. And now you can see, sir, frequency is directly proportional with tension. And not only tension, sir, frequency is directly proportional with under root tension. All other factors are constant. All other factors are constant. Okay. And if you square both sides, then frequency square is directly proportional with tension. ठीक है जी। तो in 2021 they did not give us the value of L, the value of mu, and we have to solve this question directly. It is in 2021, and it is very, very difficult to explain. And the question is, we are interested to increase frequency from 432 to 440. Okay, we are interested to change frequency. We are interested to change frequency 432 to 440. And you know, when frequency is changed, then obviously tension will be changed. And now you have to calculate what percent increase in the tension. ठीक, पहले सिर्फ क्वेश्चन समझने की कोशिश कीजिएगा, क्वेश्चन है क्या, क्वेश्चन क्या है सर, क्वेश्चन ये है, क्वेश्चन ये है Okay, we are interested to increase frequency. This string is adjusted to produce sound of frequency 440 Hertz. It means, sir, we are interested to increase frequency. We are interested to increase frequency from 432 to 440. And to increase frequency, obviously we have to change tension. And how much tension change? So to calculate tension change, this question I cannot explain right now. First, I am teaching you next question, then I will reverse. This question is, this is the question. This is the question. This is the question. The question is, हाँ बेटा, this is October 2022. This question we can solve. Okay. In this question, the length of the wire is 18.7 centimeter. Its initial frequency is 882. Mass per unit length is given. Okay. So I am solving question. I am not explaining. I am directly solving. Sir, under root T upon mu velocity. Sir, velocity is equals to F lambda. Velocity is equal to F lambda. And you know lambda will be equal to 2L because length of the string is equal to one loop. So lambda is equals to 12. Okay. And in this question, sir, we are given frequency and we are calculating tension. We are calculating tension. So put the values. Sir, frequency is 882. 2 is constant. Length, sir, length is 18.7. It is in centimeter, so I am converting into meter. And to remove under root, I am squaring on both sides. I am squaring on both sides. And this lambda is shifted on the other side. And sorry, mu is shifted on the other side. And the value of mu is 5.08 exponent minus 3. So if you solve this equation, then you can calculate tension. And I am calling this tension as T1, initial tension. I am waiting. What is the answer? I am waiting. You have to solve this question, but this is very difficult question. Initial frequency is 882. Initial frequency is 882. Length of the wire is constant 18.7 centimeter. It is converted into meter. Mass per unit length 5.08 exponent minus 3. And you are calculating tension. 46,200. अच्छा जी. 553. ओके बेटा. ठीक है ठीक है. स्क्वायर वैसे तो किया है ना बेटा टोटल. अच्छा जी. It is the initial tension. And now I am calculating again tension. It will be final tension in which I am changing frequency. And now I am using this frequency. That is 880. 880. 880 multiplied to 18.7 exponent minus 2. Mu is constant. 5.08 exponent minus 3. And now calculate again tension for this frequency. Frequency decreased 882 say 880. When frequency decrease, it will decrease tension. it will decrease tension. जी भैया। ये आ रही है जी, ये लिखी हुई है 550, लिखी हुई है 550.2। 550.2। ओके बेटा। सो फॉर फ्रीक्वेंसी 882 टेंशन इज 553। फॉर फ्रीक्वेंसी 880 टेंशन इज 550.2। ठीक है। एंड दिस इन दिस क्वेश्चन दे आर आस्किंग ओनली कैलकुलेट चेंज इन टेंशन for this change in frequency. So how will you calculate change in tension? Sir, we will subtract 553 minus 550। जी बेटा, क्या रिजल्ट आ रहा है फाइनल? नीचे से देख लें आंसर। आंसर आ रहा है जी 2.6। जी बेटा, कितना आ रहा है? क्योंकि आपके नंबर थोड़े से मुख्तलिफ हैं। ओ भाई, कोई और बच्चा बता दे। जैनब बेटा, आप बता दें। खैर, ओनली यू हैव टू सब्ट्रैक्ट दिस नंबर एंड इन दिस क्वेश्चन इट इज क्लियर्ड कि जनाब टेंशन is related with frequency if you 2.8। 2.8। अच्छा बेटा, if you are given frequency and if you are calculating tension, then you should be given mu and you should be given length. If you are given length, if you are given mu, then you can calculate tension, initial tension, final tension, and then their difference. लेकिन बेटा जैनब सोचो, if you are not given length, if you are not given mu, then how can we solve it? जैनब, कुछ सोच सकती हैं आप? हाँ, फिर? नहीं ना, बहुत मुश्किल है। मैं भी आपको दिखाता हूँ, मैं आपको कराने जा रहा हूँ वाला क्वेश्चन, लेकिन पहले से मैं बता दूं कि आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा। ठीक है। और यही वजह है, मुझे भी लगता है कि एग्जामिनर ने भी ये वाली बात रियलाइज कर ली होगी। 2021 में बच्चे से नहीं हुआ होगा सॉल्व, तो उसने देखिए नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन में उसने लेंथ भी दी हुई है और म्यू भी दिया हुआ है। और मैं अभी भी इसी तरह अच्छा सा सोचता हूँ कि अगर आइंदा भी सवाल आएगा तो वो लेंथ और म्यू देगा। ठीक है। लेकिन अगर ना दे तो मैं आपको कराने जा रहा हूँ। ठीक है। If you are not given, then how will you solve this question? I am explaining, but very confusing calculation you will face. अच्छा जी, now I am solving. देखिए जी, frequency is directly proportional with under root t, and we are not given length, we are not given mu. ठीक है जनाब। And frequency square is equal to t. Frequency square is equal to t. ठीक है जी। And now I am working. Sir, what working you are doing? Sir, initial frequency is 432. Okay. Sir, initial frequency is 432. Initial tension, sir, I do not know. I do not know. Sir, final frequency is 440. 440. And final tension will be T square. पहले बेटा जरा इसको लिखिए, फिर मैं आपको बताऊं क्या करना है। जी बेटा, पहले कॉपी कर लीजिए इसको, फिर मैं बताऊं क्या करना है। जी बेटा, noted. This is equation 1, this is equation 2. And now divide equation 2 by 1. Divide equation 2 by 1. Equation 2 is 440 square T2 divided by 432 square upon T1. It is divided. So ठीक है, divide कर दिया. Neither we do not know T1 nor we do not know T2. So एक अजीब सा मैथमेटिकल स्टेप करने जा रहा हूं कि subtract both sides from 1. I cannot explain why I'm doing it. Subtract both sides by 1. Subtract both sides by 1. And now take LCM. Take LCM. Okay. And when you took LCM, then try to understand, sir, actually we are calculating increase in tension, increase in tension. ठीक है ना? Sir, if we are calculating increase in tension, then I should write T2 minus T1 because T2 will be greater. T2 minus T1. तो मुझे थोड़ा सा अपना प्लान चेंज करना पड़ेगा. I should subtract both sides by 1 like this. ठीक है जनाब. मैंने both side ये नहीं समझ में आएगा जरा, मैं नहीं मानता कि कोई समझा सकता है ये बात आपको. Both sides subtracted from 1, so it becomes 432 square, 440 square, 432 square. T1 LCM, it becomes T2 minus T1. And actually this side is percentage increase in the tension. This side is percentage increase in tension. If you multiply with 100 as well. तो बताना लेफ्ट साइड को अगर आप कैलकुलेटर से सॉल्व करते हो तो क्या आंसर आता है? 440 स्क्वायर माइनस 432 स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय 432 स्क्वायर क्या आता है? It should be 3.7%. It should be 3.7%. If you multiply the final result with 100 as well. कौन समझा सकता है ये सवाल आपको? So I am insisting you to ignore this question because I have explained you 2022 October question in which you are given length, you are given mu. So by giving these values, you can calculate initial tension, you can calculate final tension, then you can calculate percentage increase in the tension. ठीक है जी? But if you are not given length, if you are not given mass per unit length, then you have only this method. And this method is according to your marking scheme. कोई मैंने method नहीं बनाया ये वाला. This is according to your marking scheme. So I am insisting you again and again, ignore this question. जना बेटा इग्नोर करेंगी या नहीं? इग्नोर कर दें. अब आप खुद बताइए ना, कंपेयर कीजिए इस क्वेश्चन को और जो मैंने ये वाला क्वेश्चन कराया, दोनों में क्या डिफरेंस है? सर दोनों में डिफरेंस ये, इन बोथ क्वेश्चंस सर वी आर कैलकुलेटिंग चेंज इन टेंशन, but to calculate change in tension we should be given length, we should be given mu, then by frequency you can calculate initial tension, then you can calculate final tension, and then you can calculate change of tension or percentage change in tension, etc. But if you are not given length, if you are not given mu, then I do not believe कि any student can solve this question. I do not believe. सही। तो बेटा मैंने आपको सिखा दिया है, लेकिन मैं मना कर रहा हूँ कि भाई नहीं करो इसको। अच्छा जी, उसके बाद वन मोर क्वेश्चन, क्वेश्चन नंबर 24। इट इज अ नॉर्मल क्वेश्चन। A student investigate how the different variable affects the speed of a wave on a vibrating string, and you are given multiple options, and I am showing you v is equals to under root t upon mu, as well as v equal to f lambda। ठीक है जी। तो मैंने आपके सामने सारे ऑप्शन लिख दिए हैं। सिमरा बेटा, कैन यू आंसर मी? You have to increase speed of wave. You have to increase speed of wave. Then how can you increase speed of wave? आसान क्वेश्चन है, मुश्किल नहीं है सिमरा, कर सकती हैं आप, बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन है। आई शुड erase दिस एज वेल। जी, आप तो बता दें बेटा, बहुत सिंपल है। यू हैव टू इंक्रीज स्पीड ऑफ वेव। इस फॉर्मूले में आपको कहीं फ्रीक्वेंसी नजर आ रही है बेटा? वैसे तो मुझे आपकी बात भी सही लग रही है कि सर v इक्वल टू एफ लैम्डा। ठीक है जनाब, v इक्वल टू एफ लैम्डा। तो सर इफ यू इंक्रीज फ्रीक्वेंसी, it will increase the speed. Then the answer is A. And in the D option, if you increase the tension, it will increase the speed. So answer D is also right. Increasing the length of the string having no meaning. Increasing this having no meaning. So which one is right now? I am asking you. G. D. Increasing the tension in the string. ठीक है। लेकिन ये वाली बात भी तो है कि ए में क्या खराबी है। अब तो मैं इस वाली बात में मैं भी कंफ्यूज हो रहा हूँ कि इंक्रीजिंग द फ्रीक्वेंसी, सर ये भी तो इंक्रीजिंग द स्पीड करेगी नहीं करेगी? A student investigate how different variables affect the speed of wave on a vibrating string. Vibrating string. If you increase the speed of the wave, increasing the frequency, जी, हाँ ये वाला चक्कर भी है, स्क्वायर रूट के साथ आ रहा है। लेकिन देखिए इसने ये नहीं बोला एग्जैक्टली कि डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल है, इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल है। एक बात तो पक्की है, अगर आप टेंशन बढ़ाओगे तो इट इज नॉट अफेक्टेड एट द सेम रेट। ठीक है ना, सेम रेट से नहीं इंक्रीज हो रही, लेकिन टेंशन बढ़ाने से स्पीड तो बढ़ेगी। टेंशन इंक्रीज करने से स्पीड तो बढ़ेगी, मैं बताऊं आपको, टेंशन बढ़ाने से स्पीड बढ़ेगी। सो आई एम नॉट डिसाइडिंग, इसको मैं यहीं पे छोड़ देता हूँ। इसको फिर मैं रिसर्च करके बताता हूँ कि इसमें दो आंसर सही लग रहे हैं। आप तो बोल रहे हैं ए के साथ आप सब लोग जा रहे हैं कि इधर अंडर रूट है, पर अंडर रूट को मैं ऐसे इग्नोर नहीं कर सकता, मतलब ऐसे नहीं छोड़ सकता। टेंशन इंक्रीज करने से स्पीड तो बढ़ेगी। अच्छा जी, इफ यू इंक्रीज फ्रीक्वेंसी इट विल डिक्रीज वेवलेंथ। अच्छा, ओके। आंसर तो मेरे ख्याल में इसका डी है, आंसर डी है। पर ए को मैं कैसे रिजेक्ट कराऊं, मुझे ये करने दे, रुक जाए। हाउ डिफरेंट वेरिएबल अफेक्ट द स्पीड ऑफ साउंड ऑन द वाइब्रेटिंग स्ट्रिंग इफ यू इंक्रीज फ्रीक्वेंसी। सर व्हेन फ्रीक्वेंसी इंक्रीज ना बेटा, फ्रीक्वेंसी जब कभी इंक्रीज होती है तो वेवलेंथ डिक्रीज हो जाती है इन द स्ट्रिंग। सर कैसे? यू नो, कंसीडर दिस इज अ वायर। ठीक है जनाब, दिस इज अ वायर। यू नो लेंथ ऑफ द वायर कैन नॉट बी चेंज्ड। ठीक है ना, लेंथ ऑफ द वायर विल रिमेन सेम। If you increase, if for example there is less frequency, then there is one loop. There is one loop. If you increase frequency, it will decrease wavelength. If you increase frequency in the wire, if you increase frequency in the wire, it will decrease wavelength. आप फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ाते हो ना, जैसी फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ाओगे तो वन लूप बन रहा था तो दो लूप बन जाएंगे, दो लूप बन रहे थे ना तो तीन लूप बन जाएंगे. If you are increasing frequency, it will increase number of loops. It means it will decrease wavelength. And if it will decrease wavelength, then the speed remains same. तो frequency increase करने से speed में कोई change नहीं आता. Answer is D. वो तो directly proportional है. It's okay.